What if blocking Russia's oil only made Moscow wealthier, in an unexpected way? For years, Western sanctions targeted Russia's main cash source, watching every tanker and pipeline for weakness. But as the world obsessed over energy, Russia quietly built new wealth elsewhere. Sanctions became a springboard, launching Moscow into a sector few noticed. Ignore this shift, and you miss how power can move in silence, reshaping who feeds the world. So where did Russia's fortunes quietly surge while oil grabbed the headlines? The answer is in agriculture, a sector almost everyone overlooked. Why did everyone focus on Russian energy, and what detail did they miss? Western nations, especially under President Donald Trump, imposed harsh sanctions to cripple Moscow's oil income. News centered on the energy fight, but Russia had already started shifting its strategy. While eyes were locked on oil, Russia quietly invested in farming. Sanctions forced Moscow to rethink everything, pushing resources east and betting on crops and livestock. Not long ago, Russia imported much of its food. Sanctions changed that. Russian fields began feeding millions domestically and abroad. Exports of beef, pork, grain, soybeans, and even chicken feet soared, driven by Chinese demand. What was once waste became new wealth. Missing these changes means missing how Russia's economic power is expanding far beyond oil. Western farmers now face a new threat. The Chinese market, once stable, is slipping away. What happens when China, the world's largest market, prefers Russian products? Russian farm exports are booming. Chinese buyers choose them for quality, low prices, and non-GMO guarantees, advantages Western farmers struggle to match. Moscow has signed long-term deals with Beijing, securing its place for years. Now, Russian goods are pushing out American and European brands in China. For Western farmers, the fallout is real. Lost contracts, shrinking market share, livelihoods at risk. As the West feels the squeeze, an urgent question arises. How did Russia transform so quickly, and what can others learn? With markets shifting, Western agriculture stands at a crossroads. Can they adapt in time, or is Russia's rise unstoppable? Sanctions are meant to hurt rivals, but sometimes they force your competitor to get smarter. While Western nations targeted Russian oil, Moscow funneled resources into agriculture. The twist? Russia flipped from food importer to major exporter, especially to China. Sanctions, meant to isolate, pushed Russia to invest, adapt, and seize markets the West once owned. Russian grain, pork, and even chicken feet now fill Chinese shelves, squeezing out Western farmers. The lesson is clear. If you only watch the obvious fight, you miss the real battleground. While politicians argued over oil, the agricultural map was redrawn. Ignore these shifts, and your customers may vanish before you notice. So, who really won this economic war? While the world watched oil, Russia quietly rose as a farm giant, feeding Asia, especially China. For Western farmers, this is personal. Billions of dollars and cherished access to China are slipping away. This is about more than governments. It is about what ends up on your plate. If we ignore these shifts, we risk missing how power can change overnight. So, did the West outplay Moscow, or did Russia turn sanctions into victory?